There are people who would do far more harm to your emotional well-being, your mental health, than they will good, because they think they know things they don't know. And we don't need that. We don't need people putting things in our head that are not true. And some people are just like, their minds are just like a sponge, and they walk around and people say things and people criticize them and people give their opinions about life and the nature of life and the nature of evil and the nature of suffering, and they just soak it up like a sponge. You got to be discerning. You got to be willing to allow the Word of God to be like a sharp two-edged sword, and to realize that it is the sword of the Spirit, and it cuts away certain things that don't need to be there, that don't need to be in your mind. Saturate yourself with what God has said. You may not know the exact book, chapter, and verse, but you know the principles of the gospel if you've read the Bible, and you know what God has said about suffering, you know what He has called us to, and you know what He says about hope and faith and never giving up. And so if someone comes along and says,